For 20 years, he was a ghost, a nameless victim of a car crash, buried without a name. His family didn't even know he was gone, but a handful of strangers on the internet refused to let him be forgotten. They called him the Grinning Man of Route 89. But that wasn't his name, and this isn't just a story about solving a mystery. October 17th, 1998. The air on the highway is cold, smelling of wet asphalt and pine. Headlights cut through the fog like scalpels, revealing nothing but the endless black ribbon of road ahead. A state trooper finds the car first. It's a mangled heap of metal wrapped around an old oak tree, like it was trying to merge with it. Steam hisses from the radiator, a dying breath in the silent woods. Inside, there's only one occupant. A young man, maybe early 20s. No wallet, no identification, no phone. Just a single strange object on the passenger seat. A small hand-carved wooden bird, clutched in a rigor mortis grip. No ID, no fingerprints in the system, no dental records that matched anything on file. For the state police, the trail went cold almost immediately. He was buried in a municipal cemetery. Plot 14, Section G. The headstone was blank, marked only John Doe, 1998. The seasons turned. Rain washed over the stone, then snow, then the sun baked it dry. He was erased. But unlike physical evidence, data doesn't decay. It lingers in forgotten corners of the digital world. In 2004, a user named Coroner Jacques Tech 77 uploaded the case file to a small, obscure web forum called The Unidentified. The post contained official case photos, the sketch artist's reconstruction, and a list of the few known facts. For years, the thread sat dormant, a digital tombstone visited by no one. This is where our story really begins. Not in 1998 with the crash, but 10 years later, in the pale glow of a computer screen at 3 a.m. College student Alicia, procrastinating on a term paper, stumbles upon the thread. She sees the post-mortem photo. The man has a slight, almost imperceptible smile. It unnerves her. She can't look away. She posts a reply. Has anyone tried running the sketch through facial recognition software? The tech is better now. It's the first reply in 4 years. It's like a single stone tossed into a stagnant pond. Another user, a retired data analyst named Binary Man, sees her post. He has access to old databases. He spends a week running algorithms, cross-referencing missing persons reports from the entire decade. The servers in his basement hum, filling the air with the smell of ozone. He gets thousands of false positives. But then, something strange happens. One of the image files from the original post corrupts. The file, JD Recon JPEG, becomes a mess of colored blocks and static. But in the mess, a single line of pixels remains clear. A string of numbers, not a date, not a social security number. It looks like coordinates. Alicia inputs the coordinates into an early satellite mapping program. It points to a desolate patch of land in rural Pennsylvania, hundreds of miles from the crash site. There's nothing there, just an abandoned farmhouse. This is where the obsession begins. The handful of users on the thread feel it. A pull, a sense that this isn't just a cold case anymore. It feels like the case is reaching out to them. A glitch in a JPEG file. It should have been meaningless, random data corruption. But it was the first breadcrumb in a trail that would lead them somewhere very dark. Urban explorer. Dave lives only an hour from the coordinates. Fueled by coffee and a sense of purpose he hasn't felt in years, he decides to go. He packs a camera and a flashlight. He posts to the forum. Going in. The farmhouse is a skeleton. The roof caved in, and the windows are like hollow eye sockets. The air is thick with the smell of mold and decay. Every step creaks, and every gust of wind sounds like a whisper through the broken walls. In the center of the main room, There's a single object that doesn't belong. A child's rocking horse, covered in dust. But beneath the dust, Dave sees carvings. Dozens of tiny, identical wooden birds etched into its surface. The same bird from the crash. The connection seemed impossible. A random glitch led to a random farmhouse, which contained the same unique symbol found with the crash victim. Dave uploads the photos to the forum, and the thread explodes. The users are no longer just sleuths. They feel like participants in a ghost story. They begin digging into the history of the farmhouse, scouring digital archives of property records. They discover the house belonged to a family named the Millers. They had a son, Thomas Miller, who vanished in the late 1990s. No missing person report was ever filed. His family told neighbors he'd gone off to find himself. Binary Man takes the photo of Thomas Miller and overlays it with the sketch of the John Doe. It's a perfect match. The cheekbones, the hairline, the quiet smile. After 20 years, the grinning man of Route 89 has a name. This should be the end of the story. A mystery solved, a name returned. But for the users on that forum, it was just the beginning. They had a name, but now they had a new question. Why was no missing person report ever filed? Why did his family lie about where he went? The quiet satisfaction of solving the puzzle was replaced by a creeping dread. Alicia starts digging into the family's history. She finds local newspaper archives, small articles, a fire at the Miller farm in '97, reports of strange lights, local gossip about the family being reclusive and odd. Then, another digital anomaly. The audio file of the original 911 call from the crash site, which had been online for years, suddenly becomes accessible on the county clerk's public server. It was previously password protected. No one knows how it became unlocked. A server error? An accidental administrative change? Or was it something else? The file is mostly static. The trooper reporting the wreck, the dispatcher's calm voice. But Binary Man runs it through an audio cleaning software. He isolates a faint sound in the background underneath the trooper's voice. It's a whisper, distorted and low. A single phrase repeated over and over again, hidden in the noise. Not alone. Not alone. Not alone. The forum falls silent for hours after the audio is posted. The users are deeply unsettled. This is no longer a game. They feel like they have pried open a door that should have remained sealed. They had his name. They had his home. Now they had his voice, or at least a chilling echo of it. The question changed from who was he to what happened to him. The group decides to contact the authorities with their findings. They compile everything: the photo overlay, the coordinates, the farmhouse pictures, the family history. They send it to the state police, to the original county sheriff's department. The response is silence. For weeks, nothing. The bureaucracy is slow, and their email is likely buried in a mountain of tips and crank calls. The energy of the group begins to fade. The trail feels cold again. Then, a new user joins the forum. Their username is a single, unpronounceable string of characters, T1 Hauser M4s. Their first and only post is a link to a video file, hosted on an obscure, peer-to-peer network. The username, when you look closely, is a LeetSpeak version of Thomas. This was the moment that pushed the story from a creepy mystery into true horror. Alicia is the first to download it. The file is corrupted, of course. It's a low-quality camcorder video. The timestamp in the corner reads OCT 16/1998, the day before the crash. The video shows the interior of the Miller farmhouse, but it's not abandoned. It's lit by candles. Thomas is there, looking younger and visibly frightened. He's speaking to the camera. "They won't let me leave," he whispers. The bird sees. The bird always sees. Behind him, his parents stand in the shadows, their faces indistinct, but their posture rigid, watchful. The camera pans down to Thomas's hands. He is frantically carving one of the small wooden birds. The video cuts to static, a video from the day before the incident, uploaded by an account with his name. This didn't feel like evidence anymore. It felt like a message. The anonymous tip, combined with the Thomas video, finally gets the attention of a cold case detective. He reopens the file. He visits the now elderly parents who still live in the same town. They confess everything. Thomas was part of a local cult that their family had been involved in for generations. A cult that worshipped some kind of entity, symbolized by the carved bird. They believed it offered protection for a price. Thomas wanted out. The night of the crash, he was trying to escape. His parents, frightened of the consequences from the group, admit they tampered with his car. They claim their intention wasn't for the events to turn fatal, but simply to stop him from leaving and from talking. The crash was no accident, and the family's silence wasn't out of grief. It was out of fear. The case is officially closed. Justice, it seems, is served. The forum users celebrate. They did it. They gave a man his name back and uncovered the truth. They sign off one by one, and the thread goes quiet again. But a week later, Alicia gets an email. It's from Thomas. There's no subject line, just a single image attached. It's a photo of her, sleeping in her dorm room, taken from a dark corner of the room. In the foreground, sitting on her nightstand, is a small, hand-carved wooden bird. The story doesn't end with justice, because they didn't just uncover a crime, they uncovered a secretive group. And now, that group knew their names. Binary Man finds his basement servers wiped clean, all the case data gone. The only file left is an audio clip of whispers. Urban Explorer. Dave finds his car's tires have been damaged, and a circle of tiny wooden birds is laid carefully on his driveway. They solved the mystery of the grinning man, but in doing so, they attracted the attention of the thing he was running from. They opened a digital door, and something ancient and malevolent looked back through. His name was Thomas Miller. But the internet didn't just give him his name back. It gave his story a new set of victims. The forum is still there, if you know where to look. But the old users are gone. There are only new posts now, from strange usernames, all talking about the bird. They ask for new coordinates. They ask for new names. The hunt never ended. It just changed its target. Who will you look for?